It's the most wonderful time of the year, so to help you get in the festive spirit, the Unlocking Our Sound Heritage team here at London Metropolitan Archives cordially invite you to grab a warm beverage, pull up a chair by the fire and unwrap this second edition of our audio anthology. We filled our playlist with an eclectic mix of recordings to inspire and uplift, including festive songs and memories of Yuletide past, all handpicked from the collections we've been working with over the last couple of years on the project. To begin, we travel back to 1983 when singer and now radio broadcaster Catherine Bott lent her voice to a collection of Christmas music produced by the Learning Resources branch of the Inner London Education Authority, or ILEA. This first song is called Starman, and she's accompanied by the Lookout Band.
Wasn't that fantastic? Up next, we join Alex Eldon as he describes Chrismus as an RAF volunteer in Filey, Yorkshire during the Second World War. After the war, Alex returned to the UK from Jamaica on the SS Empire Windrush and became the second black person to gain the knowledge, working as a London cabbie.
Anyway, we landed in Glasgow, and the reception there was great. Just people with cocoa, chocolate, and what have you. People wanting to touch your hair for luck. Fantastic. Then they took us to a place called Hunmanby Moor in Filey. That used to be Filey Camp, Holiday Camp, yeah? It was a RAF camp then during the war. I'd never experienced snow, yeah? And New Year's, Christmas Eve, we went to bed. And when we got up Christmas Day, there was icicle on the roof, snow on the ground. And a lot of the fellas who hadn't seen it before, ice is a very precious thing back home in the tropics. So some of the guys started eating this icicle. And in less than no time, the whole flight was in trouble. It was a race to get to the loo because of the impurities in the icicle. Anyway, when we went to bed after that, it was 6 blankets, fold envelope type, yeah, and your greatcoat on top of that. And there was an iron stove in the middle of the hut, and we fill it up with coke and burn it until it was red hot. It was going up the chimney, you know, to keep the hut warm. And I'll never forget that.
From Yorkshire, we now head over to Jamaica to hear Chrismus a Come, a song from the ILEA archive. It features on a cassette accompanying the Mango Spice Anthology of Caribbean songs, all performed by children and teachers at ILEA schools. The teacher's notes suggest that the song would have traditionally been sung at John Canoe, a Christmas festivity involving a procession of merrymakers, mass dancers and drummers. John Canoe originated in the era of slavery, when some of the processions collected money, or llama, from onlookers to pay for Christmas celebrations. This song was sung to draw attention to their lack of finery.
1, 2. Christmas a come, me want me llama. Christmas a come, me want me llama. Christmas a come, me want me degede. Christmas a come, me want me degede. Pretty, pretty gal, me want me llama. Pretty, pretty gal, me want me llama. Pretty, pretty gal, me want me llama. Pretty, pretty gal, me want me degede. Not a shoes to me foot, me want me llama. Not a shoes to me foot, me want me llama. Pretty, pretty gal, me want me degede. Pretty, pretty gal, me want me degede. Not a hat to me head, me want me llama. Not a hat to me head, me want me llama. Pretty, pretty gal, me want me degede. Pretty, pretty gal, me want me degede. Not a bangle to me hand, me want me llama. Not a bangle to me hand, me want me llama. Pretty, pretty gal, me want me degede. Pretty, pretty gal, me want me degede. Christmas a come, me want me llama. Christmas a come, me want me llama. Christmas a come, me want me degede. Christmas a come, me want me degede.
For our next memory of Christmas past, we hear from Christa Gulliver, who was interviewed in 1999 for the Southern Housing Group Oral History Project. Born in Germany, Christa moved to London following the Second World War, and in this short extract describes how she makes that classic Austrian layered pastry, strudel.
It's a sort of bread. It's made where I soak the sultanas and raisins in rum, as much rum as possible. And then it's made from a dough, yeast dough. Everything goes in the egg, butter. My flavored fruit, and then you roll it out, and you roll it over once more, you bend it over once more, and then you bend it back once so that it stands in this sort of angle. What it represents is Jesus Christ in swaddling. That's what it should.
The baby Jesus.
Yes, baby Jesus in swaddling clothes. That's what it represents. So that's this. And then I used to bake poppy seed cake. Poppy seed cake, that's another one.
That's for when?
Christmas.
That's Christmas, yeah.
And the last one I baked, it's a terrible job, it's a poppy seed cake. Awful job. Anyway, it takes ages. Anyway, I made a nice poppy seed cake, and the kitchen was full up, so I put it in my bedroom on the round table, and my son, John, who brought his golden Labrador with him. When he walks about, and he comes in, and he comes out, and he comes back, and he has a great big grin on his face. He's eating the cake. And I said, hello, boy. He came in back again, and then he comes back. And when Thomas went to the bathroom, he said, Mom, he said, Chris had your cake. I said, what? I said, just, having the audience, he had the cake.
Sounds delicious. Now we return to singer Catherine Bott and the Lookout Band for their unique interpretation of We Three Kings.
We three kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we travel so far, field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star. Star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Born a king on Bethlehem plain, gold I bring to crown him again, king forever, ceasing never over us all to reign. Star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Frankincense to offer have I, incense owns a deity nigh, prayer and praising, home and raising, worshipping God most high. Star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Myrrh is mine, its sweeter perfume breathes a life of gathering gloom, sorrowing, bleeding, dying, sealed in the stone cold tomb. Star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Glorious now, behold him arise, King and God and sacrifice. Heaven sings hallelujah, hallelujah, the anthem cries. Star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
Now we meet Joseph Scutching, who was born in 1919 on the Island in Stoke Newington and moved to Dalston Lane in 1925. Here, as part of another interview conducted in 1999 for the Southern Housing Group Oral History Project, he looks back to Christmases growing up, which often included a festive tipple.
Oh yes, mothers went out of the way to make it sure that we had our toys.
Right.
And so most of the time we might have to get new clothes.
Yeah.
And the mothers used we used to join Christmas clubs and goose clubs where you used to pay perhaps a few shillings or something a week. No, a shilling a week. And when it came to Christmas, you used to have the money towards Christmas fare.
Right.
and perhaps a turkey. And also the thing that, I don't know, you're very accurate, but in them days drink played a very big part.
Drink did?
Yes, most of the men, yet there wasn't much money.
Yeah.
They always used to find money to go into the pub.
Right.
And the pubs used to have what is known as loan clubs.
The pubs did?
Yeah, and you used to go in there and you used to pay so much per week, and when it came to Christmas time, they used to share it out, and you used to get, and if you borrowed money during the year, you had to pay quarterly, didn't you? Pay interest on it, so that helped to make things, so when it came to the end of the year,
there was a bit extra to share out.
And that used to go to your Christmas thing.
Right.
But drink used to pay was one of the curses of that time.
What, a lot of men used to spend more money than...
You see now on people to condemn it, but when you see some of the conditions that, some of the conditions that some of them used to drink, I think, to help them over the sort of times. And then if a man didn't drink to a certain, don't say he got drunk every time, but that was a thing. Like, I mean, the whole concept of pubs now is completely different.
Yes.
You wasn't allowed to go into a pub, children wasn't allowed, made to stand outside.
Joseph Scutching there. Now, if you're currently running around trying to make sure that everybody this year gets a Christmas present, here Catherine Bott offers some musical inspiration with a rather fast-paced and catchy number entitled Choosing Gifts at Christmas. And spoiler alert, it sounds like everyone got socks again that year.
Choosing gifts at Christmas is what really matters. Storing up my secrets where no one can see. Packing all the presents in their crinkly wrappers. That is Christmas time for me. Saving up my money for the big occasion. Sneaking to the shops and standing in the queue. Getting really ready for the celebration. Glad the Christmas time is here. Walk beneath the lights, join the bustling crowd, wander past the shop, see their signs, choose a present, then hope it suits my friend, hope it's right. Would my mother like a pair of shiny stockings? Would my father rather have a pair of socks? How the prices rocketed, it is quite shocking, emptying my money box. Difficult to choose for all my own relations, dithering and hesitating at the store. Grandmothers and babies, all the generations, wish my money would buy more. Walk beneath the lights, join the bustling crowd, wander past the shop, see their signs, choose a present, then hope it suits my friend, I hope it's right. Then indoors the family gets the Christmas feeling, hanging holly branches on the TV set, putting paper streamers all across the ceiling. Have we got the crackers yet? Helping in the kitchen with the Christmas cooking, rushing to the front door when the postman rings. Trim the tree and put it where the world can look in. Wonderful what Christmas brings. Walk beneath the lights, join the bustling crowd, wander past the shop, see their signs, choose a present, then hope it suits my friend, I hope it's right. Choosing gifts at Christmas is what really matters. Storing up my secrets where no one can see. Packing all the presents in their crinkly wrappers. That is Christmas time for me.
For our final recollection of Christmas past, we rejoin Christa Gulliver as she describes the festive season in Germany and some of the local traditions she enjoyed as a child.
Well, Christmas starts 3 Sundays before Christmas Eve. It might be the first the last Sunday in November, possibly. And we have a wreath with baubles on and candles. And each Sunday we light one candle. We eat honey cakes when it gets dark. Just one night. We eat honey cakes. And the next Sunday too. Third Sunday 3 and the fourth Sunday before Christmas. There are 4 candles. And then Christmas Eve is our main Christmas day. Before then comes the 6th of December, we were talking about it before. It's St. Nicholas. The children put their shoes outside the door at night before they go to bed. So good, they get their sweeties in there, touch the door. If they're naughty, well, they won't get anything for Christmas, so they get a little stick in there. And yes, and then comes Christmas Eve. And Christmas Eve is our main Christmas. That's when Father Christmas comes.
Down the chimney?
No, we don't have open fireplaces. We had central heating. I'm afraid it didn't come that way. We always had snow, so the sledge was there. Yes, the sledge. And yes, the Christmas tree, children don't see the Christmas tree until they actually go into it, into the room in the evening. Yeah. It's all very mysterious. Father Christmas in the same meantime comes and you sit in your room and decide to listen what's going on there. And they light the candles on the Christmas tree.
Did you carry on doing Christmas?
Yes, I do. I do stick to that.
And do you celebrate your Christmas in the German tradition?
Yes.
Or have you sort of adapted to
No. I stayed on Christmas Eve. My boss were always curious why Father Christmas comes to them Christmas Eve. And that was very easy. I mean, there's so many other children who want something. I mean, Father Christmas goes to, he has to make a start somewhere. And he started here and goes somewhere. So, I always, and Christmas Eve, as you said, they always stayed in and their friends came to us. That was Christmas Eve. Also, it is just a family.
And there we have it. We hope this festive selection box has opened your ears and warmed your cockles. On behalf of all of us here at the London Yorkshire Hub, a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And to sing us out one last time with It's a Gift, singer Catherine Bott and the Lookout Band.